big Olympic headline. Yes, we watched Simone Biles win the individual medal, and we watched Team USA defeat Belgium. 87-74 women's hoops, so now the U.S. team goes to 2-0 on their way towards the gold medal. Now, there was good and there was bad in this. We'll do the bad first and get to the good? You want to do that, or you want to do the good and get to the bad?
Yeah, why don't we start with the bad?
The other thing is, the bad is a great hot take. The bad is a great, so we should do the good first? All right, let's do the good first.
Yeah, let's do the good first and do the build-up. That way we could get the fire sound effect that I tried to emulate yesterday.
Yeah, that was terrible, man. That was awful.
It hurt my throat. I was on lozenges the rest of the night. I was up late. I had to suck down some tea and try to calm down my throat after what was one of the worst sound effects. Look, Michael Winslow, I'm not coming for your job. Let's just put it that way.
A game that was a lot closer than the final score indicates, right? Sabrina Ionescu made a 3 that didn't mean anything in the final seconds to make it a 13-point win. But this was a game where the United States struggled, and we'll get to that because that's the hot take. But of all going on, of all the ills of what we've seen from Team USA so far, international basketball, women's, is in the place where the men's were for a long time, where our players are just so much better than the rest that we normally roll over them, right? The women haven't lost a game since the semifinals in 1992.
What is it, 57 in a row? Or
yeah, it's a crazy number. Now, this year, much like the men, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Maybe not a ton more difficult, but a little bit. Not as more difficult as it's going to be for the men, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. That being said, I'll go back to what I said at the very beginning of the Olympics, and right. I feel like I can be an NBA analyst here in the Olympics. Is that what did I say opening night? No matter what happens with the United States, I can't see Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart not bringing home the gold medal. The bigs we have, and Brittany Griner as well, but Griner's minutes are down a little bit. You got to wonder what her stamina is going to be like. Obviously, she had her attention was spent today a little bit. We had the big prisoner exchange, and she weighed in on that. Obviously, going back to, thinking about Russia on a day like this, she had some quotes on it. But Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson are far and away the best players in the world right now. And I'm watching Breanna Stewart make a steal in the open court in the fourth quarter when Belgium's cut the lead to 6 and going in and setting up a layup. And it's, how can you stop these bigs?
Well, right? She was the best guard on the court.
I know, right? She makes guard-like plays. Like, for someone who plays bigs down low, she is so athletic that she makes those guard-like plays.
I'm not kidding, though. She was the best guard on Team USA.
I mean, I don't know if she might need some time at guard because obviously the guards are struggling. Again, that's part of the hot take coming up. But between her and Asia Wilson, they're unstoppable. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely unstoppable. And I can't see the two of them not leading the United States to a gold medal. And I said it night one, and now it's being said now because they each combined for 49 of the 87 points for Team USA. There were only 3 players or 2 players overall in double figures, and it was the 2 of them. So quite honestly, yeah, this is how it's going to go. It's going to be Stewart and Wilson because when all else fails, they are just dominating the competition. I mean, whether it's their height, their talent, there is no way to stop them. And the best part is they can both play on the floor together, and if someone needs a break, Brittany Griner comes out, it's impossible to stop her. That's going to be the formula the United States uses to get to the gold medal. As many issues as they have, and they do, I can't see Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson not holding the American flag up at the end after winning the gold medal game, and it's look at the two of them, take your pick as to who the MVP is. Asia Wilson was this and Breanna Stewart was this. We're going to win on their backs, and that's how it's going to end.
Yeah, I mean, you work down low, and you see, obviously, Stewart in the open court as well, adding that element of the game. But just as much as Belgium did to try to slow them down. And all credit in the world, right? And they said it on the telecast, and it's something you and I have been talking about in these games, trying to figure out, and you do this in all sporting events, but certainly in these Olympics, trying to figure out where the line is for the referees, right, in terms of fouls they're going to call, how much contact's going to be allowed in the low post or up at the three-point arc, all of those things. And for Belgium, they did, I think, a pretty good job, or as much as you could, to try to contain things down low, being physical and adding to a degree of difficulty to the shot making of the bigs for the U.S. team. So with the guards struggling out front and not really being able to hit much in the way of long distance, and that continues to be an issue, dump it down low is really the order of the day because they're going to be unstoppable. And I'll just play the math there that I'll take my 2-point shots with them against everybody else in the world shooting threes, especially if you get a little more active on the defensive end. But yeah, they were just fun to watch. I mean, Stewart was unbelievable. Like, she had a run that, you just had a highlight reel of hers, went en route to a 26-point performance.
Now we get to the hot take.
Oh, again, let's go.
If Caitlin Clark was on the Olympic team, she would be starting the next game. That's how much the guards have struggled so far in the Olympics, right? For different reasons. And let's say it's becoming more and more apparent how ridiculously bad choice it was to not bring her to the Olympics, right? Because you could have brought her as a curiosity. You could have brought her as, hey, we take the number 1 overall pick to the Olympics like they've always done, but they decided not to this year because they're petty and they're jealous, right? You could have brought Caitlin Clark. She could have had some mop-up minutes or small minutes the first couple of games. And then after today, you realize, hey, the WNBA assist leader needs to play and needs to start because the guards have struggled so much. The United States played 5 guards today, okay? And there was a little bit of good from a couple of them, but you're talking about 5 players who combined to go 6 of 20 from the floor, 14 assists, and 9 turnovers. This was 5 guards. This is not one player. These are 5 guards. This is Chelsea Gray and Diana Taurasi and Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum and Lloyd. They were not good. They have trouble affecting the game. They have trouble affecting the game offensively because they can't score. They whatever it is, they can't find their way to the hoop and they can't hit their shots, right? United States has not been good. They've got nothing out of there. You got 0 points out of your starting backcourt today. You got 16 points out of your guards total, right? 16, 14, and 9 turnovers. No one's affecting the game and playing well. No one is. And they're having trouble getting the ball to the bigs. And this is why maybe Breanna Stewart playing a little bit of guard. Hey, I can get the ball up over everybody. I can get the ball to Asia Wilson. Don't worry about it. I can do that.
Absolutely.
Like, the best thing I saw today, quite honestly, out of any of their guards was Kelsey Plum defensively being able in the fourth quarter to harass Belgium's guards where they couldn't affect the game, right? Because they had to shoot some threes, and Van Loo, who is one of their best players, 1 out of 11 from three-point range.
Well, she was off balance and adjusting and trying to do quick release because of the length of the U.S. and Plum defensively had a good hand in that.
Yeah, defensively, that's the best thing I saw from any of the guards was that Plum defensively, yeah, she was pretty good. But you need something else offensively because these games have just been too close and it's kind of stop and go. It's kind of just, hey, let's get the ball to Stewart and Wilson and they'll figure it out. And you got to have more than that because eventually in this tournament, you're going to play better teams that have seen you play and go, hey, your guards have trouble. They got trouble with the ball. They have trouble defensively. They still lose players. They're still able to Belgium was still able to free up players on screens, and they were able to get some threes. They just shot horribly from three-point range. So you're at this point now, if you were Cheryl Reeve and you brought Caitlin, you would have to bite the bullet and go, my goodness, I can't stand her. I don't want her on the team. I'm petty and I'm jealous. But you would have to start her because at least she's someone that's going to get to the hoop or be able to get there and dish and find the open player. It's been a struggle. And you can sit here and say, oh, it's FIBA, it's this. But these are 5 guards I'm watching play, and they gave the most run to Ionescu coming off the bench, where I could say, okay, yeah, she did have 5 assists, 6 points, but again, 3 of those points were on that last second three when the game was up, when they were up 10.
Shot clock
so
was
it didn't matter.
So just heaved
right?
it.
It was a
hell of
10-point
shot.
game.
So it still counts just the same, but yeah.
I'm not seeing anything from them that tells me, hey, they're going to be okay. First game jitters, all right, let's leave it out there. First game jitters, they'll figure things out going to the second game. Nope, it was still trouble. They still had way too much trouble, and the guards, whatever it is, they're just not here. Now, wouldn't you like to have a Caitlin Clark that you could go to say, all right, let's see if she can open up the offense a little bit, or maybe hit a 3?